So, if you guys don't know, Korea is experiencing a torrential downpour. Neighborhoods are fully flooded, and unfortunately, yesterday this also happened. A family of three died in a flooded semi basement apartment. It was a woman, her sister, and the sister's 13-year-old daughter, I believe. And basically, what happened is that they got trapped due to the flooding and then ultimately drowned in their apartment, is what they believe to have happened. And these apartments are called panjihas. They are sub basement apartments, and you might have seen them if you watched the movie Parasite. That's the kind of apartment that family was living in. Obviously, no one wants to live in these apartments by choice, but they are much more affordable than other apartments, and the difference in price between a panjiha versus living on the first floor can oftentimes be a couple $100s, and that makes a really big difference in a lot of people's budgets. So even when I was looking at apartments, sometimes I was like, well, that's kind of like one of my only options in this neighborhood. But I was literally trying so hard to avoid living in these because they're obviously really dreary, but they're oftentimes really unsafe and not up to code, as you can tell from this situation. But they are like kind of the last resort. And I just personally think obviously the bigger problem is the rising housing prices in Korea and inflation. But these living in these apartments, you're going to experience a lot of mold, a lot of bugs, a lot of rodents, even, and your landlord will not help you with anything. So oftentimes, I just think they're a health risk and a health hazard. So just an FYI, if you do come to Korea and you're looking for housing, like this type of housing, these types of problems can arise, and I just want everyone to be aware of that before you think like, oh, this might be okay. Personally, I don't think they're okay. I think it's like a larger issue. Like the government should be taking care of housing policy a lot better. But if it is at all possible to avoid living in these types of apartments, that is my advice to you guys. Obviously, I understand people have different circumstances, but just so you have all the information.